Is this you? I tried meditation once. It just didn't work. Were you frustrated with the meditation? Did it go something like this? Okay, all right. I'm clearing my mind. Oh, what was that sound? What was that sound? Oh, okay, no, I have to clear my mind again. And, just not sitting very comfortably here. I wonder if everybody else has their eyes closed too. I don't want to open my eyes. Oh, where was I? Oh, yeah, I was supposed to be clearing my mind. Yeah, that's how meditation goes for most people the first time, maybe even the first few times. But it does get better. If you've had a problem with meditation, I am going to speak to someone in a moment who is not only a meditation teacher, but a certified life coach, and she is going to help us understand about sitting still and meditating. In fact, the Associated Press just did an article on her called, "If You Can't Sit Still When You Meditate, Then Try This." Her name is Marcelle Hutchins, and she is my guest right now on the Mental Health Podcast. And Marcelle joins me right now from her home in West Hollywood, California. Hi, Marcelle.
Hi. Hello. Hello.
Hello to you. And meditating is, or can be, a dirty word for some people, because I think a lot of people have tried it. I think a lot of people have tried it. Mm-hmm. And meditating is that thing that requires practice. And I think people go in with a mistaken impression. Oh, I'm going to meditate and that will be it. But it's not that easy, is it?
No, it's not that easy. And, I think what's important to know about meditation is that it's really a constant development of yourself, so through it, we develop our own mind and, we start to realize the reality of what's around us. And so as you practice more and more, you build more awareness. And so it's not like a one-time thing. And so, I like to tell people that start out meditating like 5 minutes. And if you can sit for 5 minutes or lay down for 5 minutes, then see if you can add in another minute or two. So it takes more than just a one-time try to meditate. And it's not something that's just going to solve all the world's issue overnight. It takes time and, you have to ask yourself, why am I meditating? Am I doing it to achieve more calmness, more peace? Am I doing it to reach my higher self, the journey of self-discovery? And is it to clear my mind? Do I have a lot of brain fog and I need to just figure out a way to release all of that? So start out by asking yourself why you want to meditate and what you're looking to achieve from it. What is your intention with this?
I think that some people do a disservice when they're trying to teach meditation because there's so many rules and regulations. You must sit a certain way. Don't lie. Some people say don't lie down.
So you can.
Tell me about meditation. What are the rules?
Are there rules to meditation? With meditation, I'll take my class, for example. I like to tell my clients to find a comfortable position that works for themselves. So whether it's lying down in Shavasana on your back or sitting cross-legged, I think when we think about the history of meditation, it has always been shown to be, a practice that requires you to sit cross-legged, spine straight. And so now as meditation has evolved, I do see more teachers giving their students permission to find a position that works for them, because if you go to meditation class, they're often, an hour long.
Yeah.
And,
it hurts my back. I'm sorry. When I'm sitting the way it hurts my back when the way they tell me to sit.
Exactly. But most meditation classes now ask you to just lie down on your back instead of sitting cross-legged, because they want you to be comfortable. They want you to be able to enjoy the practice without thinking about your back hurting or, should I move to find a better position? So I always say find a position that works for you. And if lying on your back works, then that's great.
Now, I want to let everyone know that we're going to talk about meditation here. So it's going to be sort of meditation 101. But Marcelle has graciously agreed to come back for the next episode, and she's going to
Mhm.
lead us through a simple meditation, especially for those who've tried it before, maybe who've never tried it. So I want to thank you for that. I'm really looking forward to that.
Of course, I'm happy to do it. And I think this will be a good practice for anybody who has never done it before. And, with this practice, we're going to do it with our eyes open, which is very different from what you're probably
Yeah.
used to. So this is going to be called a non-judgmental meditation. But we can get to that when when we get closer.
Why do we meditate?
Oh, okay.
Did I stump you?
Yeah, a tiny bit, but I'm happy to do that. Do you want to do the meditation now or
No, I'm just wondering, why do we meditate?
Oh, why do we meditate?
Yeah.
That's a
I'm just
great
gonna tell you what. I'm just gonna pick that up again because
yeah.
why do we meditate?
That's a great question. Let me start with my personal reason for why I decided to meditate. So, I come from a corporate background. I'm a former journalist and, working in the newsroom, things became very chaotic for me and I started to feel disconnected from myself.
Mm,
I didn't feel grounded and I didn't really know the person that I was looking at in the mirror anymore. And that's very scary, to not recognize yourself. And my father, Jonathan Hutchins, he's in Maine, but at the time, he was really into meditation when I was in high school. And he always talked about it, but I just sort of, ignored it because I already have so much going on through my mind. So to ask me to sit still for 5 minutes just seemed like asking a lot from me. But then once I, became a career woman and started to think of other ways to deal with the stress in my life, especially the work stress, nothing was really working. I'm a regular at the gym. You could call me a gym rat. And, I'm all about healthy living, having a good balanced life, just being fit and energized in my life. But nothing was really working. And so I looked back at the conversation with my father about meditation and I became more interested. For me, I wanted to just have more balance in my life. I wanted to have more clarity, really know who I am, and be confident in my decisions and not be so shaken up by people's comments, feedbacks, and be more open. And so for me, it was just really about learning to talk better with myself, learning to work better with my coworkers, having more awareness of how I talk to my coworkers and being more patient with them. And not just my coworkers, but my friends, my family. And so I started looking online and I went on the Apple podcast and I started doing short guided 5-minute meditation. And the first couple of times was rough. As I said, I'm not really one to sit still at the time. I just didn't really have the time to do that. But I had to really think about my intention and what it is that I want from this practice and how I see it helping me. And, after doing a couple of research online and reading a couple of articles about the benefits of meditation, I wanted to give it another chance. And so, I think it was like round 4 or round 5 where I had my alarm clock on for 5 minutes. And I said, I'm not going to stop until this alarm clock goes off. And so I set my alarm clock on for 5 minutes and I listened to a short guided meditation that was 5 minutes in length. And I sat through it. And so once I saw that I had the discipline to sit there for 5 minutes, and I thought, well, let me see if I can keep doing this. And I did. I kept doing it, and
mm,
5 minutes turned to 10 minutes. And next thing I know, I'm doing it for a half hour. And, it was my family that saw the changes first in me. They said I seemed calmer, more relaxed, and that I seemed to trust my decisions more. And then my coworkers started noticing a little bit that I was just quieter. I kept to myself more. And, I really thought before I spoke. It wasn't just words coming out of my mouth, but I really paused before I let out whatever I wanted to say. And with that, it just made more sense for me to continue with the practice. So that's why I choose to meditate. Now, some of the clients who come to me, they will express to me oftentimes that they're feeling stressed at work. They're having challenges with their boss and they don't know how to regulate their emotions. They don't know how to be patient with their boss or with themselves. And they get really upset very quick. And so they wanted to figure out how to be more patient, how to slow down a little bit, and to have more awareness when it comes to their environment. And so for me, working with clients who do come from a corporate world, I understand that a lot of it is just trying to figure out
Hmm.
how to find balance in your career and your job and being able to work with others without feeling overwhelmed and stressed out and learning how to regulate those emotions when it does happen. And
What?
oh, I'm sorry.
No, no, no. Keep going. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no. So people who come to me are just, they want to figure out how to regulate their emotions, especially on the job.
One of the things too, other than that, oh, I just can't do it, is time. I don't have the time to meditate. I
Oh,
don't
yeah.
have the time. I set my alarm clock to be at the last possible moment for me to get ready to go to work. You jump
Mm-hmm.
in traffic, you get to work. It's busy, busy, busy.
Mm-hmm.
Before you know it, it's lunchtime. But
Mm-hmm.
you don't have any time to meditate. Then you go home, and then you got to get to the kids' soccer game. You have to make dinner, and then it's getting the kids to bed. And all in all, where am I going to fit this in?
Well, here's the thing. You make time for the things that are important to you. And if your mental health is important to you and you need to find more clarity and have more mindfulness in your life, then, I think meditation can be squeezed into your schedule. So for me, I find time in the morning. I find time right as I'm getting up. I will literally lay in bed for 5 minutes and just meditate. I find time right before bed to meditate as well. And sometimes, I have a TikTok account where I will do an afternoon meditation for people who are on their lunch break. And I will invite them to take a pause from their lunch break and come meditate with me just for a few minutes. So, it really, I hate to say this, but discipline is the key word here. And that will help you find the time that you need to meditate. If you really see that there are benefits to it, you will make the time to meditate. Put it on your calendar, put on your calendar and say, I'm going to meditate at this time for this amount of time. Think about ways you can squeeze in 5 minutes. Meditation doesn't need to be that long, doesn't need to be an hour, doesn't need to be 40 minutes. It can be 5 minutes. And I think a lot of us can find 5 minutes in our day to meditate.
And resetting your day. That's something you're
And
that
yeah,
you profess is that this is going to reset your day.
yes, every day is a reset. And, if there's a situation where you're feeling overwhelmed, turning to meditation, whether it's breath work, whether it's sound healing, that helps you reset a little bit of your emotions, a little bit of what you're going through, so that you can come out of that feeling a little bit more at peace with clarity.
So I'm going to sit down, first time meditating,
Hmm.
or first time meditating after I tried it years ago. What am I doing? Because when you say clear your mind, it's almost impossible to clear your mind. It's very, very difficult to just think of nothing.
Hmm. Well, then that's the thing, things will come to you. You get distracted when you meditate. I get distracted when I meditate. And sometimes I can get antsy, like, okay, I've been doing this now, and I'm a meditation teacher. So, I get distracted a lot. So, you come into a meditation class, let's say we do a one on one session. The first thing, we're going to talk about is what brought you to my session. Why are you here? What is, again, the word intention? What are you trying to seek from me? What questions are you trying to answer? And then we'll talk about your personal life, what you're going through. Are we trying to address something in your relationship? relationship? Are you trying to address something at work? Where are the pressure points coming from? Are you feeling the pressure points in your forehead, your fingertips? So let's kind of talk about where you are feeling the stress and some of the challenges. And then I will start to think about a meditation that I think could be helpful for you. If you're looking for a meditation that's about loving yourself and putting the love out there to the world because you feel like there's not enough love, not enough love out there, then I would say let's do metta meditation, which is loving and kindness. It connects people to the entire source of who we are. It helps us resolve any conflict that you may be having. And it also allows you to send love and kindness, not just to yourself, but back out there to the world. I mentioned thinking about pressure points in your body. Where are you feeling the pressure points? So we could think about doing body scanning meditation. Starting from the bottom of your feet, making our way up to your knees, your stomach, your shoulders, trying to figure out where the pressure points are and breathing into those pressure points. And so as you breathe out, you're imagining that pain, that stress leaving your body. And so it allows you to really focus on each area of the body. And with that, it helps with stress, anxiety, feeling overwhelmed. It's like putting a blanket over you. Body scanning is like putting a blanket over you, and you're just really taking the time to check in with yourself and check in with different areas of your body that needs to be released from the tension that they're feeling. Um, so that's like one way I approach it, is just trying to figure out what type of meditation can we do today that can help you deal with, if you want to focus more, we can do progressive relaxation meditation. If you want to do more of like a mindfulness meditation, having more awareness, being more tuned into yourself, we can do Zen meditation. So, I kind of go through some of the options that we have. And, I often say we can meditate for however long you feel comfortable doing. If you want to start out doing 10 minutes, let's do that. If you want to do like the full 30, 40 minutes, we can do that as well too. And, once we go through the guided meditation together, we then come back and have a conversation about ways you can use this practice, whether it's metta meditation, breath awareness. We talk about ways you can use this meditation, in your personal life, at work. We talk about the importance of breath work, how, every time you breathe into your body, you're adding fresh new oxygen. And then when you breathe out, you're getting rid of all the stale oxygen that you've been carrying all day. So thinking about how important breathing is to us, it obviously does the work for us, but how important it is to really tune into our breath when we are dealing with a challenging situation in your life. So, we go through some of those steps, and then after that, I will do a check-in midway through the week and see how you're doing, what's working, what's not working. Maybe I'll send you like
Hmm.
a mantra to repeat,
So,
something that, yes.
so you're saying it's not one size fits all. It's not a matter of
No, no, I
there's
didn't.
one kind of meditation. You do A, B, C, D, and that's it.
Yeah, it's not one size fits all. No, I mean, I think that, there are so many different types of meditations out there.
Can you
And
med- can you meditate while walking or driving
yeah,
even?
yes, you can do walking meditation. It's also all over TikTok right now. Everyone's talking about walking meditation.
Okay, let's tell me about that.
So walking meditation is literally you got your headphones on and you're just walking around. You're observing what's around you. You're seeing what's around you, but you're not reacting or responding to it. So that's really walking meditation, and having on some nice music that calms you, but it's just you being out there in nature and enjoying the fresh air and just seeing what's around you, and not feeling overwhelmed, but just having a casual walk. That's really walking meditation. And as I said, it's all over TikTok, where a lot of influencers are talking about the benefits of walking meditation and how important it is to be outside and get the fresh air that you need. Sometimes when I'm in the car, I will do deep breathing exercises, breathing in through my nostrils and then breathing out through my mouth. So that is something that I do sometimes when I'm driving in my car. And again, it doesn't require me to be lying on my back or sitting cross-legged. As long as I'm paying attention to where I'm going and driving, and still making time to do a little breathing exercises. But yeah, meditation comes in many forms. I've even said sometimes that like meditation can be you just sitting at home reading a book and being by yourself, and not having any distractions around you. So, that's something to think about. You're sitting there, you're relaxed, you're calm, you're clearing your mind, like that is meditation, right? So I think that people should look at it in other ways, not just sitting cross-legged or lying on your back.
What do you do after meditation so you don't ruin it? It's like do your meditation, then hop on the road to work and yell at the person in front of you. Your meditation
Right.
benefits are
Right.
all gone.
Yeah, right. Yeah. I'm still working on the not yelling at cars when I'm driving. After I do my meditation class with my students, we kind of just sit there for a little bit, doing a little check-in, asking people how they're doing, what came up during the meditation, talking about anything that they saw during the process. Because meditation is also about using your imagination. And so sometimes, I will take my clients on a journey somewhere, like we're out hiking and it's a beautiful day. And, I try to really paint the scene for them so that they feel like they're there. And, some people come out of there and thinking like, oh my gosh, that was so magical. Like I can't believe I really felt like I was hiking out there. And so, we talk about what they experienced during the process. And then I just tell them to, drink some water. If you're feeling dry, if you need to, get a refresher, drink some water. Sometimes some teachers will say, eat some chocolate. Chocolate is really good for you after meditating. Um, but I just ask people to just take it slow, and
Hmm.
not rush through their day, not rush through anything because you just spent 20 minutes not rushing through anything. So why disrupt that?
So just before we wrap up this episode, um, what can you say to people out there who have tried meditation before, wasn't for them, or so they thought it wasn't for them, may try it again, getting the same
Hmm.
result? What do you say about sticking to it?
Well, I will say that it's not for everyone. Don't force it. If you don't think that it's an option for you, that's okay. Don't be hard on yourself about it. Meditation does not judge anybody. If you are still trying to get back into meditation, I would say one, look at some of the apps out there. One of my favorite apps is Insight Timer, and you can get meditations from teachers from all over the world. And it comes in different styles, different formats. So, give the apps a chance and see if there's a meditation in one of the apps. As I mentioned, Insight Timer is a great app to check out for meditation. But then I would also say that, try going to a in-person class if you haven't done that yet. Give it a chance. If you've been meditating at home by yourself, that can be a little challenging. But if you are curious enough to go to a meditation class, I would say give that a chance because every teacher is different. Every teacher um, can really guide you to a state of relaxation, can guide you to a state of peace. And I think that it's important to just try different methods of meditation. And if you're still finding that the app isn't working, the teacher isn't working, then, pause, give it a break, and then, yeah, come back again and see if there's maybe another option for you.
Uh,
I go on YouTube a lot sometimes just to see what other meditation practices are out there because I'm just a very curious person. I talk to other teachers, other healers about what's changing, what's new in the meditation field. And, clients that I meditate with, some of them have never meditated before. And I don't know, maybe I just have a magical voice, but they come back to meditate with me. So I think it's really making it personable for you and just trying to see that there are benefits to it. And if you are feeling that you need to use it at work, then again, think of the benefits of meditation and how you can incorporate it into your life.
So next episode, we are going to do a meditation. You say a 5-minute meditation? or however long.
Let's do like 10 minutes.
10 minutes, okay.
Yeah.
And you, as you said, be good to yourself. Be kind to yourself. Don't get
Yes.
upset and frustrated with yourself.
Yes, be good to yourself. And honestly, as hard as it is to say, a lot of what you're experiencing in life is temporary. And, I am seeing that more and more, that the stress that I'm going through in my day or the challenge I'm going through at work, it's temporary. And, you don't need to be carrying that feeling all day with you because tomorrow's a new day. Tomorrow's a reset, and give yourself some grace.
All right. Marcelle Hutchins, her podcast is called Reset Your Day. I'm looking at some of the episode titles here. Very interesting. What I've stopped doing, meditation to move past people pleasing, effective techniques I use as a meditation teacher, the 4-7-8 breathing technique. So all interesting things to tune in for. How can people find you on TikTok?
They can find me on TikTok. It's which is DE_stress now. So that's my TikTok account. And then I have a website, which is marcellehutchins.com. So that's also another way to connect with me as well. And if you live in LA, I teach guided meditations on Mondays, 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. And again, Saturdays, 9:15 to 10:15 a.m. at the Breathing Room in Westwood.
All right. Thank you so much for this, Marcelle. And you're coming back. I want to let people know I'm really looking forward to meditating with you. Thank you.
Yes, of course.
Thanks for listening. Don't forget to subscribe to the Mental Health Podcast. If you have any thoughts about this episode or suggestions for future episodes, please send me an email at thementalhealthpodcast@ontarioshores.ca. Please don't be alone. Reach out for professional help. For more resources and advice, check out our website, ontarioshores.ca. The Mental Health Podcast is a production of Ontario Shores Centre for Mental Health Sciences. I'm Kevin Frankish. Take care of yourself and take care of each other.